this is our first Hate Us episode. We got a donation to watch a terrible movie, which was Still Magnolias.
But I don't think it was. They thought the movie was terrible.
Yeah.
I think they just thought that we wouldn't like it.
Yeah, they knew that we would find it terrible.
Boy, were they right.
But before we do that, we wanted to do the 7 degrees. So my wife said it's 6 degrees. That we were wrong. That it's not 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that sounds right. 6 degrees.
But it's now 7 because I was so awful at it that it probably makes more sense to... We should probably do 10 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
50 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
There you go. Do you have a actor, actress?
I do. Do you?
Yes.
I will say Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Julia Roberts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Joseph
How do you want to do this?
Was in Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hold on.
What?
Who? Joseph
Gordon-Levitt.
I am positive you said Joseph.
There's a good chance. Was in Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. And in Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio was Michael Caine. I don't know what I'm doing.
We're just staying on the same movie? That doesn't seem like good progress. Michael Caine.
Yeah. Is also in Inception with Tom Hardy, who was in Inception with Ellen Page.
There you go.
Okay, hold on. Who are we trying to get to? Right, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Julia Roberts.
Trying to get to Julia Roberts.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. Joseph Gordon-Levitt
was in
Inception.
Catch Me If You Can with Tom Hanks.
Wait, Leo? Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Tom Hanks was in Saving Private Ryan with Matt Damon. Who was in Ocean's 11.
12.
All of them.
She was in all of them? I thought she was just in the
Well,
second one.
actually, I don't think she was in the 13, but she was definitely in 11
Okay. Either one.
with Julia Roberts.
There we go. Done.
We done did it.
We gotta figure out a better system for that, because it gets clunkier each time we try it. I think,
Very true.
I think we need to go take turns back and forth.
Yeah.
It'd probably be better. But, yeah, Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts was in Still Magnolias. What did you think about this movie?
Well, oh boy. So, the way I think this movie was pitched
Uh-huh.
and then created was, can we make a movie that is just as boring as staring at a flower? And then they did it.
So, my wife and I, so Sam watched this with me.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about it, and we realized, or we looked it up, but so this used to be a play.
Okay.
So a stage play, and they made it into a movie. And the problem with the movie is, so in a play, you can give out a lot of exposition. You know, you have all your characters sitting in one room, and they just, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. Then the next scene happens. Well, in a movie, you can actually show that stuff happening. You don't have to just do exposition. You don't have to just tell, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. You can actually show it. That's the point of a movie over a stage play. But they filmed, they filmed the whole movie like it was a stage play. And I doubt they changed the script at all.
Yeah, probably not. It was really jumpy.
Mm-hmm.
And what it felt like to me was like if there was a TV show, like a drama, like Parenthood.
Yeah.
And then like they just took like 5-minute clips from like every episode of a season and spliced it together and said it was a movie.
Yeah, well, so I thought the movie was going to take place over the course of the wedding. I thought the whole wedding was going to be the whole movie. I did not expect the time jumps.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they were a little hard to follow.
Yes, they're very hard to follow. There was no consistency. There was no like warning of how much time changed. They just you had to keep track.
You just kind of jumped.
But so Julie Roberts, is a diabetic getting ready to get married, and the doctor told her you should not have kids. And so she goes, gets married, and decides that she wants to have kids, and then the mom gets all angry. And then she gets sick after she has a kid and needs a kidney transplant, so the mom gives her a kidney transplant. And then, what kills her?
I guess she rejects the kidney.
I thought time passed, though. I thought she, I think her body shut down in another way. I don't think it was like a rejection of the kidney, because I think it was like months after the transplant.
Was it the diabetes?
The diabetes might have done it.
I don't know. Either way, put her in a coma, and then she died.
Then she died. What did you think? What did you
pulled the plug on her.
Think of Sally Field's acting when she was sad, crying, and screaming?
I didn't have a problem with it.
My wife.
In fact, I will. Oh, really?
Yeah, she thought it was really bad.
Well, I wouldn't say it was bad. I will say that scene had maybe the only enjoyable moment whatsoever in the whole movie.
When the lady grabbed the other lady to punch her?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was the only funny part.
That was pretty funny.
Everything else...
Like, here, hit her!
Well, all the characters were so one-dimensional.
So twangy?
That too. But, they didn't have... It was, they're just stereotypes, and they didn't develop at all. That one lady...
Yeah, pretty much.
The lady who tried to get the other lady to punch her, or punch the...
Yeah.
I don't remember any of their names.
Her, Weezer, or something like that?
She was the one who almost got punched. Who was the one that grabbed Weezer?
I don't remember her name.
Yeah. All she did was talking like cliches or like sayings. And it was so exhausting to listen to her every time she talked.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, that's true. Now you say that, everything she said was just a phrase.
Yeah, and then Dolly Parton's character actually wasn't as terrible. I expected her character to be the most annoying, but I found her to be the most not enjoyable. Enjoyable is not the right word, but
tolerable.
Tolerable.
I didn't have a problem with any of the characters. Well, I mean. It was just boring. It was just all around so boring.
Yeah. And it's long. It was like 2 hours. It wasn't a short.
Yeah. It was way too long.
It was
the only person I really had a problem with was the girl with the glasses who was like new in town?
Yeah.
Annelle?
Daryl Hannah is the actress.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty awful.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I
didn't like her accents or anything about her.
No. She became super religious and really obnoxious in that.
Yeah, she wasn't like that the whole time, was she?
No, because it had an interesting concept of the time jumps, and her character is the only one that actually really changed. Because she wasn't religious, and then it skipped over, and I guess she had her wild phase that you don't see at all, but then she gets into church, and then she gets way into church, and then she, gets less into church, I guess. But...
Yes.
She was tough. They were all bad. What did you think of Julia Roberts' accent?
Well, I did not like it at all. And I will say, maybe an unpopular opinion with people, but I think Julia Roberts is so overrated by a million units of whatever you overrate someone with. Like, she's not bad,
Uh-huh.
but she's nowhere, like, as great as everyone wants to say she is.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, what else
I
is
don't
she
get
in?
Julia Roberts.
My Best Friend's Wedding? That's
Okay, there's
that's
gonna
a
be
good movie.
a long list of movies that I've never seen.
Yeah. My Best Friend's Wedding's a good movie, but she is awful in it. Like, her character is bad. But
Okay.
it's hard because the character is supposed to be terrible. So, like, what do you do with that? Do you know what I mean? Like, when an actor does a good job at being annoying when the character's supposed to be annoying, are they a bad actor, or was it a perfect role?
Could be both.
Yeah.
Perfect for them because they are just terrible.
Yeah. That's how, like, Nicolas Cage. Is Julia Roberts the Nicolas Cage for women?
Of females? I would say that there's a good chance of that.
Yeah, just less crazy,
Because
I think.
I don't know what else she's in. Oh,
Notting
okay,
Hill?
so I haven't seen that. I've never seen Pretty Woman. The only thing that I can think of is she's in Hook.
Yeah.
And as a kid,
she has
for
a
some
pretty
reason, she
small part
bothered
in
me.
Hook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's throughout the movie.
Well, the joke was that she's a tiny little person.
Oh, yes. Good one.
Thanks.
I totally knew what you meant. Okay, well, then I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
You can talk about it. You don't have to get shy.
I remember, for whatever reason, as a kid, I thought her role was so annoying. Then as an adult, it's only slightly less annoying.
Yeah, I don't remember that well. Have we talked about Hook on this? We have. We did an episode on Hook.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I didn't like it at that time. But right now I don't like it either.
She did Runaway Bride, which is another one of my mom's favorite movies for a while, at least.
And I don't think I saw that.
I've only seen 5 minutes, 10 times of it.
What do you think of the Oceans movies?
Okay, so first one, great movie. Second one, horrible movie. Third one, pretty good movie. That's my opinion.
Gotcha. I don't remember the third one at all. I honestly don't even know if I saw it.
The third one is good in a way that it goes back to it's similar to the first one where there's heist and hotels and Andy Garcia. But I mean I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah.
But I think the first one's the best.
Yeah, I remember liking the first one, but I don't feel like I would like it now.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I think I would probably still like it.
So, how do you feel? Do you feel like your life has improved after seeing Steel Magnolias?
No, it's much worse.
Yeah.
And now I just have less time to do what I've always wanted to do.
What's that?
Because I had to watch, I don't know anything. Because I had to watch this movie.
What? I figured if you said what I've always wanted to do, you would know what that is.
Nope. And I didn't get to think about it while I was watching this movie. So here's the weird thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mom insists that this is her favorite movie. When I think I was telling you, I never once in my entire life ever heard her bring up this movie even once. Nor did we ever own this movie. I never saw it come on TV. I don't know that she's ever actually watched this movie. I don't know why she thought of it. I got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was watching it, it just reminded me of how fragmented movies were back in the day, like back in the 80s. This was clearly, this is a woman's movie. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everything was designed and made for that. And you think about the action movies, it was a clear dividing line of this is for women, this is for men. And I don't feel like movies are really like that anymore.
No, they try to include everybody.
Yeah, we watched The Big Sick last night. Have you seen that?
Oh no, you were telling me you wanted to watch it.
Yeah. And it's a romantic comedy, but it's really good. My wife and I, we both enjoyed it. There's no boundaries of I don't know. of gender.
Right. Yeah, it's very. Oh, it's just so boring.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah.
This movie also, I'm not gonna lie, made me cry because I felt like it had been like 5 hours, and then I looked and it had only been like 20 minutes, and I had so much more to watch. I couldn't take it.
Well, you didn't watch it in one sitting, though, did you?
No, I watched it in 2 sittings.
Yeah. We watched it all at once.
That sounds even worse.
Yeah, I think my wife checked the time at one point, and it had only been about 20 minutes, and
that's exactly how it felt. It was. I literally checked. I could have swore, like, no joke, I could have swore it had been close to an hour.
Yeah.
And I checked, and it was like 25 minutes. I was like, oh no.
So, did you watch the trailer?
No.
So, at the end of the trailer, it has a tagline. What do you think the tagline is? You'll never guess it. If you guess it, I will give you all the money I have in my bank account.
I don't know if that's a lot to look forward to. Okay, let me think. It was like, I'm not even going to try to guess this. I'm bad at thinking of taglines.
It's the funniest movie that will make you cry.
Oh, jeez.
Now, did it live up to either of those things for you?
No.
Would you call this a funny movie?
I would call this a drama with no humor whatsoever.
Yeah. Did it make you cry? I know you said it made you cry because of the time, but I don't actually believe that.
Oh, you're sadly mistaken.
You really cried during this movie?
I broke down.
I don't know if you're lying.
No. It was just so plain. It was so boring.
Did tears come out of your face during this movie?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because I feel like you're trying to deflect the truth here.
There was no comedy, no tears, no anything other than anger. Watching this movie.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. So I think we need a different scale for these hate us movies. What's a bad experience of your life? What would you compare this to?
I would compare this to going to the DMV.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. I was gonna say root canal. This is a root canal movie for me.
No, I'd rather do root canal. It's so much faster.
A root canal is not faster than the DMV.
Oh, no. I've spent hours in the DMV.
Were you supposed to be there?
That's beside the point. I would say this movie is the DMV of movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the root canal, but we don't have
because
to agree.
it's as boring as the DMV, and it's as dreadful as going to the DMV. That's how I would compare it.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing, but I would say it about a root canal.
You know, I've not had bad experiences with the root canal.
Really?
I mean, they're not like fun, but I remember growing up, and I think part of it is your fault, because I remember once I had to go with you to a dentist appointment where you were getting a root canal when we were probably like 10 or 12 or something.
Yeah.
And you made it sound like it was the worst thing to ever happen to anyone.
Well,
so
that time, I had split.
Oh, here we go.
I had a split root. So the roots shot off in two different directions.
Oh, so you know which time I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was traumatic. It took me like 5 trips to the dentist to get that tooth taken care of.
Oh,
and
geez.
they I kept having to get shots in my mouth and get it all bored out, and it was awful.
I would say that's the worst part about it is the shots.
Yeah.
The numbing.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Other than that, I'd rather do that than the D&D.
I don't know. We don't have to argue about which one of us is more right.
No,
we're just picking
we're
things
arguing
based on our own experience.
Well, here's the thing. We
Yeah.
have to get arguing in because we agree on every point of this movie.
That it's awful?
We can't have no non-arguments.
Well, the argument's with your mom.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah. Everything that we're saying.
I'm gonna have some words for her.
She told me
Part of it.
she's got next month's movie picked out already.
Oh, great!
I
told her I'm not watching Anne of Green Gables again. I've watched that movie so many times in my life.
My mom is still trying to get me to watch Ice Castles, but I refuse.
Ugh, Ice Castles. Yeah, no. Part of me really believes that since, like I said, I never ever heard my mom talk about this movie, is that she also doesn't think it's a good movie and thought it would be funny to make me watch it.
I don't know. She sounded like she likes it. My mom likes this movie. She was talking about how much she liked it.
Oh, your mom would like this movie.
Yeah, because it's old and boring.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for Still
awful.
Magnolias, right? We don't have to think about this movie ever again.
Really hope so. Now, actually, hold on. What is the purpose of the name of this movie? I do remember that Still Magnolias is brought up one time.
Well, not even Steel. It's just Magnolias. They say Magnolias is her favorite flower or something like that.
Oh, I think they said Still Magnolias. So it's the day of the wedding.
Yeah.
And the neighbor lady comes over and she's like arguing with the dad, who I kind of thought the dad was funny in a ridiculous way. And she said something about, you take care of them, Still Magnolias, something, and they start arguing about a tree. And the judge hasn't decided whose is whose. But I thought they say Still Magnolias.
I think she just says Magnolias. I don't think she calls them Still Magnolias.
Is Still Magnolias even a thing?
I don't know. I feel like that's something we probably should have looked up.
I don't want to put any more time or effort into this.
Yeah, I have no idea why they called it that.
But either way, so dumb.
It's so
dumb.
Pretty...
Oh, actually, here's a piece of trivia for you.
Okay.
I downloaded this movie to watch it because I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And I watched like 10 minutes of the wrong movie before I realized, because there is a remake of this movie called Still Magnolias with Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I started watching, I was like, I didn't know Queen Latifah was in this movie. I was like, this doesn't look like it's from the 80s. No, it's from like 2012.
Well, you should finish that and let me know if it's any better.
I don't want to. I do not like Queen Latifah.
What's wrong with Queen Latifah?
She bothers me.
You probably bother her.
I probably would. So that's why I keep my distance.
All right. Well, if you would like to get a hold of us, you can reach us at ICingThatPod on Twitter or me directly at AlanRJR.
Or if you'd like to... Oh, I was doing my name. At Taylor Enixon.
What? What happened there? Did you have a stroke?
I forgot. Just a little stroke. I forgot what I was saying. Okay. And I just started talking about something else when I was supposed to say what my handle was.
Oh. And if you would like to help support the show, you can vote for me or Taylor. For $1, you can help us decide who is the better person by choosing who likes better movies. Currently, I am winning by 100% to Taylor's 0%.
Man, I'm getting slaughtered. Or if you just want to make us watch either your favorite movie or a movie that you know we won't like, we'll do it.
That is true.
For a fee. Everything comes with a price.